All right, welcome back to another Modern Murktide League. We are 1-2 so far. I have beaten Burn last round. I lost to Rhinos in round 2 and lost to Scam in round 1. Fortunately, all the games, well, fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to consider it, all the games have gone to 3. So there's at least that. Round 2 against Rhinos, I'm still kind of kicking myself because I accidentally kept a bad hand, like a no land unplayable hand in game 1 that, I'm not saying I would have won game 1, but it would have been nice to have like that buffer to like be able to lose game 1 due to me actually playing the game as opposed to losing the game due to a misclick, but it happened. So yes, I would like to play first Sex Pistols. Somebody's a 70s British punk fan. All right, so I've kept worse hands. This is, again, a very strong one land hand, especially with DRC. I think we're going to keep Consider or Bolt or Heat during their turn, and then see what happens. Maybe even a Spell Pierce, depending on what the matchup is. They're mulligan to 3. Tron puts 4 cards in the bottom. Okay. Yep, they start with 3. All right, so we can potentially... I'm assuming this is Tron. So we can potentially screw them by getting a Spell Pierce onto like an Ancient Stirrings or a... or an Expedition map. I feel like this is worth it to do this. It could wind up being wrong. Whoops. I want to tap for a red. There we go. Unfortunately, no additional lands, so we're just going to have to consider Bolt, all this good stuff. I think Spell Piercing the Chromatic Star was correct. Rewarded. All right. So we're just going to attack. We have Counterspell. We can consider it during their end step if they have nothing. All right, maintaining full control here just in case. All right, Tower. All right, so double Surveil. I want to keep that on top. Third land would be cool. No. All right, so without third land, I don't know if that was worth keeping, but whatever. So we can counter like a Karn, we can counter a Worm Coil, we can counter whatever we want at this point. And maybe getting the creature in the graveyard was correct too. We can bolt in our upkeep. No. I think we just bolt them now. All right, so I do want that land. All right. So we are still at 2 card types. We are not, the Heat is going to be for an eventual Worm Coil engine. They're not really in any danger. Forest, okay. Sylvan Scrying, we count. So I think I want to fetch for a Steam Vents here. We just had the hand to stop Tron, man. All right, third DRC don't need. Ooh, we'll top that. All right, Spell Pierce we can put on top. That can go into our hand. Hopefully we get a land. All right, so hand, bottom, exile, play that, go to combat, deal 6. And then we can bolt in their end step if they don't play something. Ancient Stirrings, 2 mana. So this is a Spell Pierce. Yep. We just had the hand, man. They can exile 1 card. They don't have a third. They don't have a 4th land to do anything. Sure, I will probably just get rid of a Spire Bluff Canal. And we'll just kill them. Cool. All right, so let's start with the Alpine Moons coming in and the Magus and the Subtleties. I feel like the Flusterstorms are a bit too narrow. Ragavan's good. Oh, Heats and Bolts aren't as good. I think we go 3-2. Whoops. And then we run with that. All right. So let's keep an eye on what they go down to. They keep 7, good for them. But like, yeah, that was a game where they went to 3, and I just had every counterspell in the game. You know, I think, you know, the second, yeah, I think really holding, I think it really shows me that if I have action that outside of like playing a creature on turn 1, I don't have to play a creature on turn 1. I can just play a fetch land and pass. All right, they have chosen to play first. And now the mulligan game begins. What do they go to? All right. So this Unholy Heat is fine. This Spell Pierce is good. Preordain's good. Odawaра's the second land is fine. I think this is a good keep. Obviously, the Unholy Heats probably could have come out. Okay, they keep 6. Sketchy. Urza's mine. Map. Damn it. All right, I still want to be able to hold up mana to counter a thing. Ooh, you know what I forgot to bring in was Cast Into the Fire. That's my mistake. Nah, I think I'm fine not doing anything there. Ooh, okay, so that hold means to me they have Warping Whale. Ooh, I should have played Steam Vents here and passed. All right, they're fetching with the expedition map to get a power plant. Do they have a tower? Scrying? Sure. Well, you will spell pierce this 100% of the time. Chromatic sphere, fine. All right, now I need to get the shredder down. Or I can dash Ragavan. Now, turn 3 Ragavan might not be very strong here. I got an Ugin. Yes, I would like to pay that. Just to present Counterspell? Sure, cycle that. All right, so here's where we cycle this Consider. And they're going to get their tower. Shit. All right, so they have 4 mana. They can Karn now. Oblivion Stone. Sure. All right, so we Ragavan again. Yeah, they just had all their stuff this time. A Karn Liberated, not bad. All right. Can't play that though. Put on top. So now I can bounce a Karn with a Shredder. Ooh, I'm one land. I was 1 land off being able to like hard cast it. Another power plant. I have a ton of mana now. Ulamog. Sure. Sure. So we're just gonna like bounce this Ulamog. Obviously, like going down to 2 lands, but like the treasures are like massive here. Like the treasures are so useful here, just because of the just because of the lack of mana I now have. So we're gonna fetch an island. Now we're gonna fetch the steam vents. And the Ulamog went on top. You know I have Ragavan though, right? Yeah. All right, so I have 4 mana, so I can bounce the next spell they play. Of course, this is like going negative for temporary value is like not great. 3 cards in hand. Relic of Progenitus, sure. They're going to cycle Relic likely. Sylvan Scrying, sure. Get a million more mana. They have 5 mana up. So I can just go like dash Ragavan, and then they kill Ragavan, and then they... Oh. I guess I missed that they didn't play a land yet. 2 cards left in hand. Star. Cycle with Star, sure. Another map, sure. Is it worth it to Otawara this Oblivion Stone for 2 additional damage? I feel like no is the answer. This Unholy Heat is mega unusable. Alright, so they still have 5 mana. We'll fetch down to 15, get an island. Yeah, we're just gonna keep dashing Ragavan, see if they fucking take the bait and kill the Ragavan with the O-Stone. So we are gonna we're gonna dash the Ragavan with the treasure tokens because they're gonna be dead if I don't anyway. What you doing? You thinking about cracking O-Stone now? That'd be interesting. Ultimately, the problem with this game is I'm only just stemming bleeding. I can't commit anything to this board until this O-Stone is gone, and my opponent can just keep getting, like, drawing stuff. Now, of course, they're only cycling stuff. Sure. Counterspell's not bad. I'm waiting for them to do it. Yep, they're doing it. Alright, so this counterspell takes out the next thing they're doing. I'm holding this Otawara just in case. Another forest. Garden Liberated. No, thank you. Return Gigantha. Can't play Gigantha. Can't. You need 5 mana for that. You have 4. Yeah, you can't play this Gigantha. There's no combination of lands that could have played the Gigantha. Iteration's a hell of a draw. So I think we go dash Ragavan. Then we play the iteration with the treasure. Two cards in hand. Very curious what it is. This Stirrings doesn't do anything for me. Hand. Bottom. Exile. Yeah, it sucks. So now Gigantha comes down. I at least have 4 card types in the graveyard. But the problem is, like, if this was like a Steam Vent or something, although I think I'm out of Steam Vents. Yeah, I am out of Steam Vents. So here comes Jeggy. There's no combination. You could tap 2/2. Instead of tapping Tower, you could tap these two. Ooh, they have Besage. I actually don't know if Alpine. Ooh, Alpine Moon was probably not correct actually, because I forgot they got Besage, a second Besage with the hell's it called? Another expedition map. Yeah, they got a Besage who endures. Shit, that was a bad play to get the Alpine Moon, because it just dies to these. Of course, I have no needle. Damn it. Yeah, it probably should have just been Murktide, like get Murktide or Counterspell and put the Alpine Moon to exile. Yeah, mistake. My opponent has disconnected. All right, my opponent has returned. They get a forest. Okay. So their hand is forest something. Probably nothing impactful. There's the forest. They have 7 mana. Okay. Kill the Jeggy. Take the next card off the top of their library. Hopefully it's a heater. Like Karn the Great Creator. It's a Chromatic Star. Yeah, unfortunately this is dead in my hand now. Like if I would have picked up the Murktide, that'd have been killer. Shit. There's the Karn the Great Creator. And now they can just get Ensnaring Bridge and just stall me out. The counterspell would have been good. The Murktide would have been less good. I probably would have taken the... Fuck. Yeah, you needed to be a counterspell, unfortunately. Yep, here it comes. The smart thing is to get an Ensnaring Bridge and just stall the game out. And I have exiled no Lightning Bolts. And I played my Otawara. And I have no Cast into the Fire, which was a mistake. That was 100% a mistake in sideboarding. Now, if they see the Ensnaring Bridge... If they think about the Ensnaring Bridge, they get the One Ring. That also works. Chromatic Sphere, sure. Is there another land they played? Yeah, they played another Earth's Tower. They have 1,000,000 mana, but they've had this one card in their hand the whole time. I'm holding this Consider for like a Ledger Shredder. Oh, the one card in hand's Beseiju. So they're waiting for something. I can't activate this treasure token. Ooh, that's what I should have done. I should have just cracked the treasure token in response for the Consider. All right, so that's 6/6 Murktide. I think I just cast the Ragavan. Just too many mistakes. Now they get 2 cards. 4 mana, draw 4. Seems good. 4 mana, time walk, draw 4. Seems good. All right, so Beseiju 2 mystery cards. All right, let's see what it is. Is it Ensnaring Bridge? Boulder Branch Golem. What the hell is this card? Gain life equal to gain 6 life. Sure. So you don't play Ensnaring Bridge? Oh, Stone. That counterspell. Not getting that counterspell is gonna wind up being the reason I lose this game. Why do you taunt me? All right, so I want to keep as much. I have 5 card types, so I can do this. 6/6 Murktide. And this doesn't have reach or anything? Nope. Yeah, that's a weird choice. So they go up to 15. You just gonna blow everything up? I mean, sure. Oh, you put a fate counter on that. Sure. Sure, take care of my treasure. I don't care. All right, so the big thing here is I need, like, iteration be amazing. Karn liberated, yeah. I just don't think I win this game, and I'm wasting time now. All right, so that was so the ultimate mistake was I'll take out the last lightning bolt for a cast into the fire. That was definitely a mistake. Like the one a bolt could have been a cast in the fire. Not getting the counter spell to counter the Karn, that was a mistake. Although I also didn't get a land off of that iteration either. So I think I was just in a weird spot just because of that. I would love to play first, yes. Turn 2 Magus seems good. Now, of course, this Counterspell and Murktide are dead, but I don't really think I care. Having the Ragavan here is just so important. And this hand is highly dependent on the Ragavan living. Obviously. Well, I mean, I guess I could just, like, Counterspell. I have Counterspell for the next play, or their play after the Ragavan. Like, if they dismember the Ragavan, you're trying to very early dismember Ragavan. Okay, you got Chromatic Star. Cool. So, looks like we're just going... We're going to fetch our islands. And we hit, off the top, a Chromatic Star. We'll go to our main phase. We're going to cast our Magus. And we're going to hope this is enough. Alright, they have 2 Tron pieces. So this has to live. Please live. You getting a Sylvan Scrying? Sylvan Scrying is the only thing I can think of here. Beseiju does nothing. Sylvan Scrying, sure. See what they get. They might get Tower. They get a Forest. Okay, sure. I guess they want to be able to cast their green spells. That makes sense, actually. All right, let's attack with all. Cool, hit Nulamog. We'll go to our end step. Or we'll go to our second main. Play the DRC, pass. We have Counterspell mana up. I don't want to counter a Stirrings. I don't think countering a Stirrings does much here. O-Stone, sure. So I have a Cast into the Fire for the O-Stone. But I will counter this Expedition map. Yeah, I want to keep that on top. Just trigger an additional Delirium. Just had second map, sure. So we're saving this Cast into the Fire for... We're saving this Cast into the Fire for the O-Stone. I need to have that. I mean, that's so huge. All right, so I'm going to have to Subtlety pitching Murktide. Oh no, I just... I should not have bobbled in main phase, considering that I would have gotten the Karn. The bobble could have revealed at second main, and then I could see what they're drawing. Mistake, small mistake. Likely won't wind up costing me the matchup, because I feel like I'm just in such a far away position that my opponent just can't do anything. But that's just in my head. Sure, you get your O-Stone. Stirrings? Sure, I'm not doing anything about that. Boulder Branch Golem again. It's a weird card. I'm going to end step Cast in the Fire this O-Stone. All right, so cool. I'm going to have 5 mana. All right, if you're a creature, you're going in the graveyard. Sorcery. A little too slow, and this gets me to Delirium. So they go to 2. I take an Expedition map. Second main, we crack. Tower. I don't think that wins them the game. We can just hard cast a Subtlety on a Karn, if need be, or any creature that they for some reason play in this spot. 5 mana. Karn, Chromatic Star, sure. Don't know what that does for you, but yeah. And this is our response to any card they had. Cool. Beat Tron. Yeah, second game, obviously, I missed sideboarded. I forgot to bring in the Cast in the Fire, and we saw how big that was in this game, getting rid of the O-Stone. They eventually did get the 5 mana, because they just do. And, that would have wiped our board and opened them back up. So being able to stop that was huge. So, yeah, I just need to remember to keep that in my head, that they do play a lot of artifacts, and being able to take out their artifacts is very big. So, other than that, I feel like game 2, the only other play I could have made was putting the Alpine Moon to exile, knowing they had the Beseiju, and remembering they had the Beseiju, and then taking the counterspell to hand instead. And then I don't think I still had enough mana to counter the Karn that came down the next turn, but it definitely snowballed out of control from that spot, where they got to resolve the Karn, they got the 1 ring, and then they just kind of won the game from there, unfortunately. And I think there was also bad variance just due to Expedition or Expressive Iteration not hitting a land off of that. If Iteration had hit a land, that would have been killer. And I think I would have just taken the counterspell to hand. Like, if either the Alpine Moon or Murktide were a land, I would have taken the counterspell to hand and just been able to continue putting on the pressure with the Ragavan. Of course, Ragavan being Ragavan, it doesn't introduce all the pressure by itself, so oh well. Still, I think I played pretty reasonably every game. Getting Magus to the Moon in game 3 in my opening hand is pretty killer, so thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, watch Bill's videos, watch the podcast, listen to the podcast. We're trying to get 100 subs by the end of the month, so if you could help us do that, that'd be great. Thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow for the final match of the league.